Hey guys, what's up? It's Wednesday. Today is going to be the last What's Up Wednesday in the middle of the day on Wednesday. So if we move to a new day, have to come up with a new title. But today is our last What's Up at this time. I think you guys already know this, but I am going back to work full time. And so middle of the day, social pop-ins are going to be a lot harder for me. So I'm not going to schedule at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays. And I definitely think with nap times, I'm sure you've seen my assistant the last couple of weeks. With nap times, it's a little bit more challenging. So we will move. I will still be doing, the trainings, but just probably not at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday. So I will let you know, probably just put up a post when these are going to be, but not next Wednesday at 1 p.m. So that's no longer. So today's the last one. But for right now, I wanted to talk about 3 common mistakes I see when people are getting ready for their new babies. And I would love to hear some of the things that you did that you either wish you wouldn't have done or things you spent too much time on, not enough time on, and drop those in the comments. And would love to chat with you about that. So anyway, the 3 common mistakes that I see, and I'm going to tell you how to fix them too, which is obviously because it wouldn't be super helpful if I didn't. The first one is just spending all your time focusing on stuff. So baby stuff, and baby registries and like all the things that you need, which I mean is totally true. You need like a million things for a baby. You don't actually need a million things. A lot of stuff makes it easier. So, spending so much time on the stuff and like what you need is a huge trap that I see a lot of moms to be fall in. And I was absolutely guilty of this. I 100% spent way too much time researching all of the baby stuff. But it's super fun, and I definitely think you should spend some time doing it. But mistake number 1 is just spending all your time focused on like the stuff and getting the nursery ready and, all those super fun things. But if that's the only thing you do to get ready for your baby, it's going to be a little bit more challenging once the baby comes home. So, how to fix this? 1, find a list and stick to it. So definitely, do some research, but then don't over research. And so if you are having questions about what to put on your registry, I have multiple posts and recommendations and pictures and all that up on the blog. So if you go to the file section in the pregnancy and postpartum support group, if you go into files, there's a spreadsheet in there, and there's links to all of the images and all the posts, all the baby registry stuff, all the research that I did. It's all in there. And you can also, in the announcements, just grab your baby registry guide, and that's going to tell you, it's going to be a printable checklist, and then also give you a bunch of tips on like where to register to get your completion discount, etc. So definitely spend some time registering, spend some time researching the right stuff for your baby, but don't spend all your time doing that. Mistake number 2 is that the only like formal, I don't want to say formal, but like air quotes, but the only real training that you do is for labor and delivery. And I get it, like labor is super scary, especially if you're a first-time mom and you've never gone through it. Like, again, 100% you need to prepare for labor, whether that's through like a birth class or you want to do something online, you reading articles, whatever it is that you need to do to prepare yourself. Definitely get ready for the big day, just because getting prepared really takes away a lot of the stress. There's so much anxiety about labor, and I think a lot of it is because 1, you've never done it before, 2, because you've heard that it hurts, and then 3, because you just don't know what to expect. And so taking a course or doing some sort of training really reduces the amount of anxiety that you're going to have around like labor and delivery. But what I'll say is you don't want that to be, again, the only thing that you do. So same kind of scenario as when you only spend all your time like researching all the baby stuff you need and setting up the nursery. You don't want to only do training or do formal prep for labor, because again, that's like one day. So yes, you need to prepare, but of your whole life, like hopefully one day, maybe two, but hopefully one day, and then the baby comes out and they will let the baby go home with you. So you definitely want to do other kinds of preparing. And that leads into the third mistake, and that's not preparing for postpartum. And so what I would say here, the preparing for postpartum is a few different things. And that is, postpartum self-care. So how to take care of yourself, because I think a lot of people think, oh my gosh, I need to prepare for labor. And then you don't realize like, okay, but then the aftermath of that is a lot of personal recovery. So whether or not you have a C-section, which is major abdominal surgery, or just a vaginal delivery, even if it's an uncomplicated vaginal delivery, it's still a major, internal change. So you absolutely need to prepare for postpartum healing. Not only do you need to prepare to take care of yourself postpartum with postpartum healing, but you need to take care of preparing for what life will be like with a newborn. So I was, again, super guilty of this. I spent a lot of time preparing for, I took a labor class. I did take a 1-hour breastfeeding class in a hospital, was not sufficient to prepare me for what it was like to breastfeed a newborn. But I think preparing for life with a newborn and doing everything you can when you are pregnant to make that fourth trimester, those first 3 months with a newborn, easier is 100% going to be helpful for your future self. So these are the things that future you will thank you for. And so what I have to help you prepare more for postpartum is if you're planning to breastfeed, I have a free breastfeeding course. If you haven't already signed up for that, you can grab it in the announcements. I'll drop the link below. I'll drop the links to the registry posts as well. So this video is going to have a ton of links in the comments. But free breastfeeding course, definitely prepare yourself for breastfeeding. There are lots of paid courses out there, either online, you can take them through your hospital. I don't know, I know most of them aren't in person because of COVID. I don't know if the hospital courses have moved online, but I highly recommend an online course just because you can go back and refer to it. The in-person class was interesting while I was there, but that 1 hour was in one ear and out the other. And once the baby got here, I had no idea what to do for breastfeeding. And then specifically once we had problems, no idea how to solve those problems. So I will link the free breastfeeding course below. If you if you're watching this and you've already breastfed, or you've started breastfeeding, you're having problems, or you're worried about having problems, I'm also going to link the Breastfeeding Breakthrough ebook, which is super quick and actionable. So actionable tips that will actually help fix your breastfeeding problems. So that's going to be below as well. And then right now, Conquering Postpartum, that full course that I'm sure you guys have heard about if you've been listening to me talk about it over the last couple months, is not open right now. But I do have one-on-one coaching sessions that we can go through most of that material. So we're not going to go through it for 6 weeks. I mean, I guess we could do coaching for 6 weeks, but we could do a mini course or a mini session one-on-one. So if you want some help preparing for postpartum, you want to go through some of the topics in Conquering Postpartum, let me know. I can link to the Conquering Postpartum page just so you guys can see what's covered there. And if you're interested in that, just shoot me a DM and we can work through that, because again, preparing for postpartum and preparing for what happens once you actually have the baby at home is probably the most important thing that you're going to do. So while you're going to need all the stuff that you researched, and you're going to need all those diapers and that changing pad, etc., the baby's going to come out. So that will happen. But it's really those first few weeks at home that are just so challenging, and making sure that you've prepared for life with a newborn. You're ready for, how to take care of yourself postpartum. And then if you plan to breastfeed, that's one of the biggest stressors for new moms, just making sure they can feed the baby. And so definitely, doing everything you can while you're pregnant will make the fourth trimester so much easier. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out. Again, the 3 mistakes, and don't worry for making them. You can totally fix this. But the 3 mistakes are only spending time looking up stuff for your baby registry, only taking like a formal like labor and delivery class, so only really preparing for labor in that hopefully short period of time, and then not preparing for postpartum. So again, pretty much all of these things can be remedied unless you're literally going into labor today, and you've literally done no prep. But I think that's nobody in here, because obviously you're looking for tips and tricks if you've joined the group. So anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I will not be back on Wednesday at 1 next week, but I will post when the new What's Up Wednesday may or may not be on Wednesday, but when the new time will be. If you guys have preference for times, also leave those in the comments below. I will definitely take that into consideration, and hope you all have a great rest of your day.